Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That's usually new discography per episode, except for EAE singles episodes like this, where we cover something brand new that is just about to come out or recently came out. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined as always by my trusty, handy co-host Alexander Volt. Say hello.
All full of Yoshinoya.
Man, today, what are we discussing?
We'll be discussing the latest Melvins project, properly entitled Melvins 1983, entitled Thunderball.
Thunderball, Melvins 1983. This comes out, what? A few days, April 18th. I believe this is probably dropping on the Tuesday before that. Melvins 1983. So, yeah, first of all, if you're new here, we like the Melvins. We've done so many Melvins episodes. There's a whole we have a whole Melvins playlist on our YouTube. We've covered all the studio albums in 3 parts. We covered several albums that they've put out since then. We've interviewed Buzz, we've interviewed Dale, and it's very, very cool stuff. Melvins 1983 this is the first for us.
Yes. I think we talked about maybe throwing it under like a collab, or there's like these little subsects of the Melvins, but just to get straight to the point, this is my favorite album that the 1983 version has ever done.
I haven't heard any of the other 1983 ones.
Really?
I'm a stinky Melvins fan. I thought I heard damn near everything, but not everything. This is my first Melvins 1983 album.
Yeah, this one is a little more modern and weirder because they brought on these noise artists, Void Manes.
Void Manes. I don't know exactly. Void Manes.
Yeah. And Maitres.
Maitres. I'm assuming it's Maitres.
So
on bass as well as noise.
Yeah, 1983 albums kind of feel like a throwback, hence the name. And for those of you who don't know, this features drummer Mike Dillard instead of Dale.
This is the Melvins' very first drummer.
Yeah, so they kind of feel like a throwback in ways. So I was expecting like a very bare bones album here, but that's not what I got at all.
No, this is great. I love this. It's simple when you compare it to something like Tarantula Heart from last year, which regular Melvins. It feels way, way simpler, and I don't want to say stripped down because it still sounds like Melvins. Dale is always going to be missed. I will never not miss Dale if I hear a Melvin song and he's not on it. But Mike sounds great. The choices are very Melvins-y. It's very sludgy. But it is, it's kind of, it's a throwback in the sense that is, all right, we're going to do when Melvins was sludge, when Melvins was only sludge.
Yeah. It does also, maybe it's the addition of the electronics, but it does feel more akin to that big business era of Melvins when, they had a second drummer. So you get these little flourishes and stuff, which they still incorporate in their music. But yeah, with the electronics here, it's, like the Melvins sound like the Melvins, but for long-term listeners, I think there's enough different things here for your ears to perk up and go, oh, this is like unique and cool, and they haven't done anything like this before.
For 2 things. The first thing you mentioned, like the big business similarities, which is appropriate in a way because they're going to be touring this album, but not with anybody who's on the album except Buzz. They're going to be touring with the usual Melvins, Buzz, Steve, and Dale. But Cody Willis is going to be on board too. So they are touring like a semi version of the big business lineup.
I wish I wasn't poor.
Don't we all?
Because that's by the time this episode is passed already, and I didn't go.
Whack.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. And then electronic elements. So Melvins, they always just do weird shit. They always do new shit. They're just constantly doing, which is nice. The electronics on this if you just say this album has electronics on it, people will jump to whatever they jump to because there's such a wide variety of it, and everybody kind of, when they think, they have their own image of what electronics mean. Some people might think Kraftwerk, some people might think Nine Inch Nails. There's a whole fucking thing. This is beat boops, radio transmitters. Like what else would you call this?
Yeah, it's never like the main driving force of the song. It's always there to support the song.
It's supplemental, except in the case of track 2, Vomit of Clarity, where it's the whole track. It's like, how long is it? 2 minutes something?
Yeah, it's
2 minutes.
In an album full of 8-minute plus songs. It's pretty much an interlude.
It's an interlude, and there's also more of that electronic stuff on the beginning of Short Hair with a Wig. Great. Favorite song title of the year so far, Short Hair with a Wig. It's just a stupid, it just seems like nonsense. But they come in and out. Sometimes they're layered on top of the music. Sometimes it's like the song ends and then it just does this thing for like a minute or two. And it feels, I don't love the way it's integrated in the album actually. Because like Vomit of Clarity, really, it's just 2 minutes of it when it could have easily have been, and it is also just in the beginnings and ends of songs, so it just feels like extra. But they are cool electronic sounds. They are unique for Melvins. They are cool.
Yeah, and that combined with what I think is some of the meanest and nastiest riffs they've done in a while, where I feel like lately they've kind of operated in this more, I don't like, weird, almost pop territory. Well, pop for the Melvins, not like a 60s rock thing. And then here this feels like a return to the more like menacing, crunchy stuff that, I'm a fan of. So I think that's another reason it feels so good.
The riffs on this album are wonderful. They're damn good. They're mean as shit. They're crunchy. This is the first like proper Sludge Melvins album I think I've heard in a while.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
And so it opens with King of Rome, which that's a good example of how they integrate the electronic textures in the song as opposed to just it being separate. But yeah, it's just this mean sludgy riff, but the chorus goes full melodic, really great, super great progression, and it's simple. It's just like the 2 sections over and over again, but it's nice, it's sweet, it's short and sweet rather. It's only 3 minutes. It's out of all the songs, it's the only one that's under 8 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's a strong opener.
Yeah, it immediately grabbed my attention with the production and the electronics, and I was like, oh, we're like, this might be something different. But also with the Melvins, you never exactly know, but it is an appropriate opener that sets the tone.
Yeah. The first big epic that we got, the longest song here, Short Hair with a Wig, 11 minutes, and it's going to be stuck in my head for the next 3 days. It's so good.
It's great. It's the classic menacing Melvins bass over these like electronic noise stuff to open with. And then you have these like classic Melvin parts where it's just these like big open areas where it's kind of just like minimalistic drums and bass carrying it with Buzz singing over it.
Yeah.
And then, when the like, that's something that I'm sure I've said it before because we've talked about them so much. Yeah, when they do things like that where it feels like the music's kind of dropping out, it's more minimal, and you get these like big triumphant like guitar parts, like nobody in the business does it better than Buzz.
It seemed, because when it first that guitar line, the main guitar line comes in, it sounds like he's doing a solo, but it's just a very long guitar progression or arpeggio or whatever. It's not an arpeggio. It's just a long melody, long guitar melody, and it feels like a solo, but it returns to it like 1,000 times, and it becomes the most addicting, catchy fucking guitar line. I mean, it's playing in my head right now. Like, because for one, the song is 11 minutes. So it plays it a bunch. And like you said, it drops out and it comes back and it kind of does that for a while. It jumps back and forth, but it returns to it enough times that it really, really settles in your brain. But it's so it's so cool. It's so cool. It never gets giant or huge. None of the songs you get like giant and loud, and it's always just a steady, full, but kind of like subdued sludge. It's never giant and crazy.
Yeah. It's weird. It's simple and effective, but like Melvin's riffs are never simple, I feel like. So that's undercutting it a little bit. I think my favorite track on the album is Victory of the Pyramids.
Oh, why is that?
It opens up and it just feels like more fun and lively than Short Hair with the Wig, which is a great song. And then there's these like I said earlier, there's just these like little like nuggets where you're like, oh, that's something different for them. It's my favorite drumming track on there. I think like Mike's great. Like that's his like best drumming track on the album. It has like times where it feels kind of punk, but the singing and the melodies that Buzz is singing almost has like a big 70s like arena rock vibe to it.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking hard rock because so it starts out like you're saying lively. It's a total departure from Short Hair with the Wig. It comes in fast and it's like upbeat and light, and it's like it's not mean or evil or anything like that. And then around 2 minutes in, it turns into this hard rock groove thing, and real sleazy. It's just like, okay, already it's just not an album repeating the same thing too much from that regard. Like that, this song alone is the most very different song in the whole album, easily. And then around 3:30 is when things get sludgy and bass driven. And the ugly ass guitar lines that come in that they don't fit traditionally, but because they're so ugly, it works well.
Yeah, and I'm really glad it did take a menacing turn because you could argue we had enough of the menacing stuff, but I very much like the balance of both in this song.
I like the balance of both in music, period.
Yeah.
There's time and place for everything, really, but it does. It resets your clock a little bit when you hear a song that's doing one thing and then it decides, okay, we're happy now. Just hits a reset button and it changes the whole. It makes it kind of a little bit more refreshing. That song does that. Yeah, I like it a lot. I like every song here a lot, but the closer is basically another Short Hair with a Wig. It's that type of like. This is where it starts getting samey. It is another lengthy, evil sludge song, but god damn it, the riffs rule. What can I say?
Yeah, I feel like Venus and Blood, like
Venus Blood.
Or sorry, Venus Blood. Like it kind of lays in the cut a little bit more than Short Hair, and then you get these like big guitar parts, and which does make it kind of similar, but this is like a weird thing to make the song for me, but they have these like jingly percussion parts in the song.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
And that's like it's enough for me to be like, oh, that's what makes Venus Blood different and unique from the other songs. So it's a very like, hey, let's just add these like jingly percussion things in parts. And it makes it stand out to me.
Interesting. I think for that song, for most people, if you don't find, for you is the little jingly parts. If someone doesn't find that, it really is just like, oh, it's just another Short Hair with a Wig song. Like we heard this already. This might actually be the point where people start to get bored in this album. This might be like okay, all right, it was good for a while. It kind of repeat, but for me, I'm just so taken. I'm a sucker for the style anyway. I'm a sucker for Melvin's sludge, so I'm already biased. But I just love the riffs. They're just good riffs. It's the same thing. Yeah, would I prefer it to be a little bit more varied and a little bit different? Sure. But it's well written as shit. These are good riffs. I like the riffs. I'll hear it for 9 minutes. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I would also argue that it's one of their newer albums where if someone is just getting into the Melvins and they like that like classic era, I think this one is a little less jarring. It's a little easier to be like, oh, check this one out too, their latest album. I think there's like I feel like I'm just talking out of my ass, but like there's like a better through line here for people just coming to the party.
This one makes way more sense for the people who just want the sludge moments. They haven't been the fucking bullhead Lysol era in a long time. They haven't been close to that in a long time. You always know it's Melvins, but they just do their thing, and it's always something. And sometimes it gets wacky. Sometimes it gets real wacky. They haven't been straight sludge. This is like one of like 5 sludge metal Melvins albums. Like they only have like a handful of sludge albums. This is one, and this is one of them.
Yeah, like the album art is also like one of my favorite Mackie pieces too.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah,
like nothing to do with well, I don't know, like her artwork is so ingrained with the Melvins, but
at this point it's synonymous with Melvins.
Yeah, you could like almost say maybe that's like Buzz in the background with the mask and the horns, and yeah, it's an like I would wear that on a shirt. It's
a cool cover. And it's also funny when you see when she does other arts like the Satya Sena, where it's like that totally looks different. nothing like a Melvins cover. It's this style that she does that. Yeah, it's pretty solid. And yeah, I mean there's really not much else to say. It's a very short album. It's 30 minutes. 30 minutes. How many tracks? 5 songs.
5 songs.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
4. It's honestly 4 songs. Yeah. One of them is an electronic transitional thing. 4 songs, 30 minutes. And it's sludgy as shit, and it's great. It's wonderful. It mostly does one thing. Yes, it mostly does one thing, but it does it real well. And if you like Melvins, there's nothing not to like here. This was such a breeze.
Effortlessly, but you and me are also probably like in the upper tier of like hardcore Melvins fans.
We have talked a lot about the Melvins. We talked a lot about the Melvins. Well, but yeah, we've been listening for ridiculous amounts of years. So I'd say it fits. I'm curious. So you've heard all the other 1983 albums?
Yeah, let me look those up real quick.
Yeah, because now I'm quite interested. Because honestly, at first, you show me a Melvins album without Dale, I'm like, I'm not as interested. I love them. I love Buzz. I love his songwriting, but I love Dale. I love feeling his presence. I mean, but yeah, that's a stupid excuse, honestly, when you hear something like this.
Oh, so they have like the mangled demos.
Oh, from 1983.
Yeah,
I remember. That was the first one, right?
Yes.
That counts as, because I bought that when it came out. Actually, what the hell year did that come out?
That's been out for a minute.
That was 2005. Holy crap! I can't believe it. Yeah, I remember when that was new, and I was like, oh, interesting, cool, and it is very interesting. Because that's under Melvins, not Melvins 1983, but it is from 1983. But that's an interesting record. It's so Buzz's voice, man, you just hear how different he was, and he's so young. They're such a different band.
There's so many Melvins albums. I need to fucking like look at what I know. I've like heard the other 1983 shit before. I just need the like names.
It's impossible to Google. It turns out so the first Melvins 1983 was from 2012, I believe.
What was that
put
called?
Up on ANRAP. It's just called Melvins 1983.
Maybe I haven't heard that one. Maybe I'm just thinking of like the mangled. Tracy Carbones wasn't.
No. Tres Cabrones. Yeah.
Oh, Tracy.
That was Mike Dillard, but it was a Melvins album, right? It wasn't a 1983 because we covered that one, didn't we?
This is getting a little messy. We covered
that in an episode. That's just Melvins. but I believe he's on there. Mike Dillard is on there, but so is Dale. It's not Melvins 1983. The only other one that I'm seeing here is called Melvins 1983 from 2012 on AMRAP.
Because the press release says...
But Dale's on that one too. Damn it, you're right. Go ahead.
Yeah, the press release says this is the third album.
So maybe...
Yeah, Trace Carbones and Working with God are considered...
Working with God? Really?
Yeah, that's...
Oh, let me find that one real quick.
I'm assuming some things here. If there's like an official say-so. Because if you look at Mike Dillard's discography with the Melvins,
yeah,
it would be Trace Carbones, Working with God,
yeah,
and this one, Thunderball, as well as the demos.
As well as 1983.
Yeah.
The one from AMRAP.
Yeah.
So it says there's 3, but it looks like there's a lot more than 3.
Yeah, I would...
4.
Yeah, I haven't heard the AMRAP one, but I could swear, like, in the osmosis of stuff I have heard, like, what I believe is these other 2 releases referred to as like the 1983 lineup.
Okay, so this is the first one I've seen where it has it in the name. Like it's by Melvins 1983. Like so this, I think that's new. We're realizing this while recording that the 1983 moniker is new to this album. There's also other albums that we've literally covered in past episodes, so it counts. I would agree. This is also if we're going to count those,
yeah.
My favorite one too.
Okay, great.
There it is. There it is.
Glad we got to the bottom of that.
Jesus Christ, that was so close. It was so difficult.
To no faults of our own.
Yeah, when a band puts out this many fucking albums, I mean, man, they put out a lot.
Yeah, I can't fucking.
It's so confusing. It's so confusing. But damn if they ain't all fun. And very few of them are not good. I mean, very few.
Yes.
I'm having trouble naming really any, except for Prick, which is obviously not good, but that's
sure. Unless you're Robert.
Unless you're out of your goddamn mind like my brother Robert. Check out episode 2. Was it episode? Or was it?
No,
it was episode 1. It was episode 1. Yeah. Melvin's episode 1.
Yes. Wait, was he not on? Oh, with Prick specifically.
With Prick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that album on the first part. But yeah, anyway, yeah, if you're a Melvins fan, check it out. If you're a Sludge fan, check it out. If you're a Melvins Sludge fan and you're not too big on all the stuff that's not Sludge, there you go. First one in like fucking 20, 30 years, really.
It's an interesting return to form while being different, which is no small task to pull off.
Yeah, and we kind of lumped in what's their fucking faces? Void Mains and Nima Maitres.
This is my
electronic parts, but like them together doing this thing, it is very cool.
This is my first time ever like hearing about them.
Same here. I have no idea what they're about. I looked them up a little bit. It seems like there's some
like solo
a little bit
stuff.
More more on the experimental side. But I did not. I didn't start listening to anything, so we'll see. So check it out; it rules. Hell yeah! And if you're check out all our other Melvins episodes while you're at it. There's a whole bunch. We love them, and they're going to keep putting out albums, and we're going to keep putting out episodes. That's just the way it's going to be. But until then, thanks so much for listening and watching and hanging out with us. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe. Talk some shit in the comments. Tell us why we're dumb and don't know anything about anything. You can follow me on all social media at Panda Monkey and Alex on Alex on Bluesky at
Octatron 3030.
And our history guy Tom Osman, who does a lot of dirt digging for us. Follow him on all social media at Tom Osman Sounds. His website and music, TomOsmanSounds.com, and his podcast, Whatever Comes Next, where he interviews indie musicians and gets nice little insights from them. Links to that in the description. My EP, look at that in the description. And last but not least, patreon.com, baby. That's where you go. Get bonus episodes. You get to join the Discord, hang out with the community, suggest new albums like this one for us to cover. You could see our schedules in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide what we cover next. If you're tier 2, then you can suggest bonus episodes for us to cover on Patreon. So any album from anywhere, anytime, and we'll do bonus episodes on it. Go there, do that. Hell yes, thank you. And I think that about does it. We no longer do. I'm gonna say this every episode for a while now. We can no longer do last song. final song because Spotify has cracked down and removed like 50 episodes. We're down on Spotify. Spotify is no longer a good place. It used to be the best place. You could hear the full song at the end. You could see the full video. Spotify is now the worst place because there's like, we're missing lots of episodes on Spotify now. They're still on YouTube. They're still on Apple, but just not on Spotify. So whatever. Until the next time, thank you so much for listening and watching. See ya.